yo. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Rapping Dough. It's your host, Don Bucks. And you know this is a home of business and financial conversations from a black perspective. Y'all know I like to talk about stocks and whatnot. And the reason why I like to mention that what this channel is about. And the reason for this platform is because you know it's a void in regards to financial literacy in our community, and more so my frustration, because I know that we like to have money, but we don't necessarily know the nuances of how to actually get the money, right? So today I want to talk about one of my near and dear subjects, stocks, but the title is basically the blueprint to smart investing. And the reason why I wanted to do that, and because why I titled this the blueprint of smart investing, is because I want to help people avoid some of the mistakes that I made in the beginning of my investment life, and I made a few. You feel me? So it's always beneficial to learn from somebody else's mistakes versus you having to go through the bumps and bruises and learning all this shit on your own. So one of the things that messed me up in the beginning was I was emotional. I was trying to make money fast or try not to lose money fast, right? But I was doing all that without doing any real research. I was just happy to be there. You feel me? So one of the things I wanted to touch on, one of the mistakes I made was what I just mentioned, not doing no research. Like, the main things about stock market investing is doing some research, because you're basically, when you're buying stocks, and I keep saying it over and over again, when you're buying stocks, you're not just buying stocks, you're buying companies. So it's always a good idea to know what the company is about. Now, this is my disclaimer. This is not investment advice. This is for information and educational purposes only. That's my disclaimer. But so I just wanted to help people avoid some of the mistakes I made. And one of the major mistakes I made was not doing no research, right? So that's one of the main tips, or the first tips that I can give you, is research the company. Don't try to invest in no company that you don't know anything about. Like, if you don't know anything about coal mining, don't invest in no company that does coal mining, right? Because the more you know about a company, the more easier it is to understand the information when you're reading it. So that's number one. To be smart, to be a smart investor, that entails getting information. So you have to get the information. Don't rush. It's not a race, it's a marathon. So keep that in mind. You want to get information. You want to be smart. The number two thing is, when you're looking for companies, not only do you want to look for companies that you understand and know about, but you want to also take into account that you want to look for companies that are that solve a problem out here in the world, that makes life easier. So companies like let's see, for example, Amazon makes it easier for you to order stuff online and get it shipped right to your house. So they make life easier. So that's an example of a company that solves a big problem. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. First, you want to get information. You want to read. You want to engulf yourself in this information. If this is what you want to do, because those are the type of people I'm talking to. Obviously, people that want to invest for the long term. And if you watch my last video, I was entailing how even simply $5 a day will put you somewhere where most people aren't 10 years from now. Just simply by the compounding of interest. So if you want to understand what I mean by that, check out the video prior to this. But number one, get information. watch CNBC, read financial articles, just read stuff. You know what I'm saying? Read. And that's I believe one of the things that causes anxiety and emotions is because you don't know what's going to happen because you haven't read anything. So you have to read. Number 2, look for companies that solve a problem. It makes life easier. All right, so that basically, when you're looking at companies that you understand and know, and then you couple that with a company that solves a big problem, that's like half the battle. So you closer to your goal as far as finding something dope to invest in. Number 3, long term. Like I was saying, long term investing is where the most benefit lies, because that's where you can take advantage of the compounding of interest. And like I said, check the video prior to this to understand that. But the compounding with interest is basically interest on top of interest, and that's what basically long-term investors take advantage of. Compounding of interest on top of interest. And I can't stress it enough. You got to take the emotions out of it. But like I said, if you're doing the first 2 things, you're reading, you're engulfing yourself with the information, you're looking at companies that you know and understand, and you also are looking at companies that solve big problems in the world, the battle is halfway done. But once you do those things, you're able to take your emotions out of it, because now you're making intelligent, educated decisions on your stock picks. And lastly, I would like to say once you start immersing yourself in this information, I believe that is the building blocks, the blueprint to an intelligent, smart investor. And those are the things that basically I had to learn the hard way. So this video should help people avoid some of the booby traps that I ran into basically when I got started, which was about 10 years ago. So just to recap, get the information, start reading, right? Engulf yourself in it. Like this is the thing, we like to spend money, right? Like I said, we like to spend it, we like to have it, but we don't necessarily know how to acquire it and the nuances behind the money. So if you're reading and you're taking in information on a daily basis, and then you start looking into companies that you know and understand, you're looking into companies that solve big problems out here in the world, makes life easier for everybody, right? The battle is halfway done. That's when you'll be able to make intelligent, smart decisions on your companies that you're picking. So and that also allows you to remove the emotions out of it, because now you got the information and you're looking at stuff that you know, you're looking at companies that solve big problems in the world. There's no need for emotions, because now you're making intelligent decisions. So a lot of the emotions are taken out of the picture, because now you're more confident in your selection in the picking of these companies that you're investing in. So that should do it for this episode. Hopefully y'all found some value out of this and avoid some of the mistakes that I made. So feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. Feel free to share it for somebody who might need this information, and we will also be available on all your podcast streaming platforms. All right, with that being said, I'll see y'all next video. Peace.